The problem is, even though the mother admits that the kids don't even live with her and she only gets to see him 10 nights out of the year, she still wants to continue receiving child support. Here's a dad who's been paying child support for 5 years, even though the kids mainly live with him and spend no more than 10 nights a year. 10 nights a year. That's what he claims. And you won't believe this. She agrees. Now, you may be asking, why didn't he file for a motion to get full custody earlier? He believes he should have done this earlier, but that's not the problem. And there are two reasons for that. Number one, obviously, she's been enjoying the never-ending flow of money. And two, if he was to get primary custody, then she would most likely have to pay him child support. The title of this video is Dad Has Been Paying Child Support for 5 years, but kids live with him. No more wasting time. Just get it.
And she's going to make this difficult. I've been paying child support for 5 years, and the kids just don't go over there at all.
I spend as much time as I can with my children. It's not, I know the overnights is, maybe that's what the court views it as. He bought her a dog.
Dad wants his overnights changed so he can stop paying child support, and so Mom can begin paying him child support.
All right, sir, these are your motions, is that correct? Or your motion regarding parenting time, support, and custody, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and what are you looking to change?
Just what has happened for the last 5 years. The kids haven't been going to their moms at all. I've been paying child support the entire time. Should have probably done this a long time ago, but yeah, no, it's been, maybe 5-6 times a year for the last 4 or 5 years. They've been to their mom's house. And so I just want what's already going on: full parenting time, no child support, full custody. It is what has happened.
All right, how many children under 18 do you have right now?
Just one now. My son is just turned 18.
Is your son still in high school or not?
No.
Okay. All right, so obviously we won't do anything related to him. Then you have another child that is how old?
16.
And it's your indication that you have the full custody at this time?
Yes, I have had for years.
And what type of parenting time is she spending with Mom?
I don't know, 4 or 5 times, maybe, I don't know, up to 10 times a year, possibly 10 nights a year, but that would be on the very high end.
All right, is that a set schedule, or how does that come about when she goes to Mom's house?
Just when it's absolutely necessary. There are times when I have to be at work very early in the morning, and we'll ask Nicole to drive them to school, and she will agree but demand that they stay the night if for her to do so they begrudgingly stay the night. There have been a couple times where she just wanted to stay with her mom, but it's just been a couple times.
Are you seeking to change so obviously you're looking for the primary physical custody. What about legal custody? Are you asking that be changed to legal custody or continue jointly?
I was asking for everything to be changed only because I was having difficulty getting advice. My main goal is to just not pay child support anymore, because
caption there says better late than never. That is true. Better late than never. Guys, again, if you look at a state like Kentucky, they've fixed this problem essentially. Notice how he said, would you like to change primary physical custody, or do you want both also legal custody over the children, which also means that he makes the majority of the decisions? Because if you don't make the majority of the decisions, then the financials typically still kind of lean towards the person who makes the majority of the decisions, which in this case is the mom, I'm assuming, because he's asking him if that's what he would like to change. Once she agreed that the kids only see her 10 times out of the year, this should have been the end of this court hearing. That's how things should work. Unfortunately, they don't. FathersHaveRights.com is the sponsor of this channel, where our expert attorney put it plainly. Every marriage ends. Yes, every marriage ends. It ends in death or it ends in divorce. That's why people have a will, life insurance, and that's why you should have a prenup. It's not about expecting the worst. It's about being responsible enough to prepare just in case. And if you're engaged, proposing, or soon to be married, click the link pinned to the top of the comment section to take the first step. Don't wait. Join the hundreds of future husbands protecting their marriages the right way.
All the money is going to my ex-wife and none of it's going to the kids. Plus I'm paying to support the children every day, all day, so I mean I'm
All right,
paying
let's get
essentially
back
double.
to, are you asking to change the legal custody or keep the legal custody joint?
I guess change it only because of my ignorance, and I don't know exactly how that affects anything. I let them see their mom whenever they want to. I've always done that.
See, he should know this.
But
Legal custody has no impact on what your child support is. Legal custody just refers that the parties should work together to make major decisions, things like school or medical issues.
yeah, no, that's legal custody. It's fine if I'm not asking the court to take legal custody away from her. No.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Jones, what are your response? Essentially, he's seeking that the...
Now, you may be wondering, well, why did he say that legal custody doesn't affect child support? Well, it could be different in the state that they're in. There was another video. Some of you are going to remember this. You're going to remember this. There was a guy who had the kids the majority of the time, and he was wondering why he still had to pay child support. And they said, well, that's because she has sole custody, legal custody of the kids. And he said, so because of that, I have to pay child support even though the kids are with me. And he literally could not understand it. And the judge was like repeating it over and over again. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Exactly.
Physical custody be changed to indicate that he has the primary physical custody, and that you essentially have parenting time as agreed. And he indicates it's about 10 overnights a year. What are your thoughts on that?
I spend as much time as I can with my children. It's not, I know the overnights is, maybe that's what the court views it as. He bought her a dog and she's been required to be there to take care of the dog. So that's a lot of the time where I live. She asked me to get a dog and I said no, because we're not home enough. Plus where I do.
I'm gonna redirect you to kind of what I was asking you. So he's asking it to be changed to indicate that parenting time is as agreed. Are you in agreement with that or not in agreement with that? And that he has the primary physical.
Is there like a set percentage of time that we can say that I can have my daughter versus him saying whenever she wants, or how do we do that?
Absolutely. You guys can have a hearing and we'll determine that. I think your last order just indicated again that it was parenting time is as the parties agree. So there is no set specific schedule. A parent is always entitled to seek a specific parenting time schedule. Is that what you would like to do, ma'am?
Well, I spoke to their daughter and she said she wanted to keep it the same. She wants to be able to do what she wants. So I told her we might have to change that, but depending on what Mr. Jones wants to do.
Well, what he wants to do appears is that the order indicate that he has the primary physical and that parenting time is as the parties agreed. Is that correct, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor. I will always let Nicole have the kids whenever she or they want. I've never stood in their way ever. I think one time I didn't let her go on vacation.
All right, that's okay, sir. We don't need to get into that. So,
but it's not about that, right? It's about the money. It's about she doesn't want to lose the money and she doesn't want to have to pay the money.
Just trying to see if we reach an agreement. If we don't have an agreement, we'll just set the matter for a court hearing. So, Ms. Jones, the proposal is that the language simply be changed. You currently already have parenting time as you agree, is what the order says, but you have joint physical. Mr. Jones is requesting that he have the primary physical and that we change whatever the overnights is as far as calculating support. So do you agree, Ms. Jones, do you agree to a change that gives Mr. Jones primary physical custody?
No.
Okay, we will set the matter then for a court hearing. We can set it for April 17th. That would be at 11 a.m. That is a in-person court hearing. And given your daughter's age, she needs to appear also, so I can do the required child preference interview.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Any questions, Mr. Jones?
I guess just as my other, I filled out quite a bit of paperwork. This is just barely touching on it. There were arrearages that were ordered during a time when I was already ordered to pay all the household bills, but he added arrearages on top of that. I would like that to be addressed. I would like to be addressed the fact that I've been paying child support. Since she's going to make this difficult, I've been paying child support for 5 years, and the kids just don't go over there at all.
All right, sir. Well, we will, as part of that hearing, I will address support, But I will tell you that we can only modify support back to the date that your motion was filed. We can't go back further than that because you did not file a motion to do so. So we can't go back in time that far back. We can only go to the date that you actually filed your motion. Okay.
Wow. And so if he owes, then he's still expected to pay. And of course, this is that motion that he's talking about. And everything from this point on would change. Hopefully, you know, I see this video almost has like 1 million views. Hopefully, people who are watching this paid close attention and would avoid a terrible situation like this. This is terrible. And as the mother sits right there, she should be ashamed of herself for allowing this.
So I'm going to continue
So
to pay
any-
child support until that date. Is that the case? I mean, my big problem here is I was
Currently,
going-
there is an
I had a-
active support order, and we can make your support retroactive.
Jeez,
If you
man.
are successful in a support change or any support change that is made, it would be retroactive back to the date you filed your motion, which was February 12th. All right, that's the law of the matter. So we will see you both here in person, as well as your daughter on April 17th at 11 a.m.
So sounds like they're going to bring the daughter in and they're going to question her and ask her where she'd like to go and where she'd like to stay. And of course, the mother is probably going to request to see her and talk to her and probably try to manipulate her. After seeing what I just saw, I don't put that past her. Let's check out a few of these comments. Top commenter says she doesn't want the change because she wants to keep getting child support, right? This is shameful. And somebody else added on to that and said, most definitely shameful. Had it been the other way around, they would have stopped and probably tried to make him pay her back. This is a woman saying this, right? Who understands how these things work when you have a man versus a woman in court. Listen, I know that these hearings and understanding the bitter realities of family court are very hard to listen to. It's best for people to stay together if they can. And I know that's even hard to listen to because sometimes it's not your fault and you've done everything that you can, right? And I want to make sure I touch on every single situation. A person who may think that they're going to be happier, because trust and believe, none of these two are having a good time. She thinks she's having a good time for now, but her children will grow. They will realize exactly what was going on here. Somebody else who says, what a horrible judge, wasn't even listening to the dad. And that so-called mother is a piece of shit. It's so mechanical. You can see that a good number of these judges are dead inside. Somebody else here added, welcome to the reality of the legal system. I've never seen one jackass with authority give a shit about the truth. Another person who says, I am a single dad. It took 8 years to receive child support. I never asked for it. It just appeared in my bank one day. But I know if reversed, they would have hunted me down in 8 minutes. Right. This person here says you would have went to jail, dude. The laughing emoji, the system is crazy. Another person who says the law sucks. This lady should not be getting child support when the kids live with him. End of story. Right. Somebody else here added she should be made to pay him back every dime he paid to her. And so when people talk about how child support is a scam and how the state makes money off it and women capitalize on it when they know that they really don't need it, don't forget this video. Gentlemen, be careful and choose wisely the mother of your children.
Mr. Jones, you filed an objection to the child support recommendation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And what is it that you are objecting to?
Well, Miss Jones was supposed to see her daughter 24 days a month or a year, and the child support was calculated based on that. As I said previously, she maybe sees her daughter 10 overnights a year. We kind of went with a higher amount than that. She hasn't had her daughter from an overnight since April of whenever the last court hearing was, except for last night. She showed up and took her daughter for one night in the last however 3 months. And I'm guessing probably just because it was the day before she went to court. So 24 overnights a year is a gross exaggeration on the amount of time that she will see her daughter. And I also just wanted to point out some of the other things in my lengthy response to Mrs. Jones's thing that she wrote. And that's it.
All right. Ms. Jones's camera is now on. Ms. Jones, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you also filed an objection. What is the basis of your objection?
I just would like it recalculated based on our tax returns. He said he returned in for 2 pay stubs when I think they requested 4. My concern is he has a master's degree. He has a license to practice occupational therapy. He's choosing not to. As far as I know, he hasn't even applied to work in occupational therapy. In addition to that, when we had our calculations done in 2020, he was working part-time OT. And then after that, he started working as a bartender and server, which he continues to do now and had been for years. So I just like it recalculated based on all of that information.
Part of the court, what was the documents used to calculate the income?
For Timothy,
Yes.
we used his year-to-date for 16 weeks at his current job. And it was calculated and put in at $975 times 52 weeks.
And Mr. Jones, what would you like to say regarding your income?
My income is what it is, Your Honor. I am bartending and waiting tables because I have to, because we live in northern Michigan where there are very few jobs available. The one I had was one of the only available within an hour away from my home. I've driven an hour away from my home here before. It was miserable. It was one of the things that cost me my marriage. I was bartending and waiting tables to be able to pay child support because for years I paid while having the children full time. Miss Jones filed a false police report and got me fired from my job because the police showed up and went through their cameras after she said I broke into her home. And then after the weekend, all of a sudden she drops the charges and says she can't find the video of me breaking into her home, which is just preposterous in every possible way. And so my job fired me because they didn't want the police showing up, checking out their therapist for home invasion, which I guess it's not even my employer that fired me. It's the facility that we work at that we're contracted with demanded that I be fired because they didn't want the police in the facility anymore. So yes, I'm bartending and waiting tables with a master's degree. I'm making good money. I mean, $1,000 a week is about what I was making when I was practicing. I continue to look for a job. I have applied for several, but like I said, I'm not going to drive over an hour away anymore, especially when I'm making about the same amount of money as I was making before. And Miss Jones says that you guys didn't have her correct income information. Well, she was given the same 14 days to give the information that I did. I gave them my previous year's tax returns and my last 2 pay stubs, exactly what they asked for. I've been at this job for almost a year now. I don't know, 10 months now, 8 months, something like that. It's where I'm going to be for a while until I find something very close, and I don't see that happening in the near future. But even if I do, the income's going to be about the same, like I said.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Jones, anything else that you want to say regarding your objection?
Yes, and he made that much money waiting tables and bartending in addition to his occupational therapy job. There are jobs listed on Indeed for months in Boyne, Gaylord, Grayling, Petoskey. He says he hasn't applied. I doubt he's applied because last time he said he didn't want to even do that job anymore, that he wasn't happy. He has the means to make that income to get a job. He's not currently doing it. There's no reason that I know of that he can't be hired in as that. There was an incident where someone broke into my home when my kids and I were downstate for Thanksgiving. And
It's not true.
Excuse me,
Well,
I talk.
I don't know whether or not there was a break-in or not. It's certainly not going to be determinative of what is the decision I have to make, so it's not really relevant.
Well, I just wanted
So anything else?
he had it on record, so I thought I could have an opportunity to explain my side as well.
Well, I'm not using what he said as any sort of evidence in this matter.
Thank you.
All right, anything else you want to say, ma'am?
I was out of town for a little bit. When I came back to get my paperwork done, it was a few days late. I thought it was 14 days from me receiving it. I did turn in my paperwork in person and they said everything looked like it was proper, what they needed. I'm just asking for it to be recalculated based on that.
You're asking that your income be recalculated?
Both of ours with the tax income from last year.
All right, so is there a difference between the amount that was calculated for you and what you are saying you're actually earning?
No, I did have a raise, and I just want to make sure that they had my correct. I did have a raise recently, and I want to make sure they had that information.
All right, front of the court from Ms. Jones's employment, how was that calculated?
The annual amount was calculated from what the employer disclosed. The amount was $73,908.25. Her information that she submitted was within $300 of that amount.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, well, having heard from both parties, I am going to deny both objections. I understand Mr. Jones is concerned with the overnights, but we need kind of a record. Mr. Jones, if you keep track of how many overnights actually happened this year, and we're not near that 24, then you're certainly free to file a new motion to change the overnights, but I'd like to have a track record of some time since this recommendation goes into place as to figure the overnights. You're not really going to have a major change probably in support because it's already at a pretty low number of overnights anyways, but I think we need a track record of what's going on with the amount of overnights that are actually happening. For today's purposes, I'm going to deny your objection as well as Ms. Jones' objection. Both have the right to file an objection to my decision within 21 days and have the matter heard before the judge. That information will be provided in the paperwork that you received from the court regarding today's decision. All right, thank you both for appearing. You are all set and can sign off. And what are you looking to change?
Just what has happened for the last 5 years. The kids haven't been going to their moms at all. I've been paying child support the entire time.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.